You always need a helping hand when you're playing golf. This morning we're going to combine the two. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Haberdashery Gentlemen's Clothiers in the Blackwater Market in historic downtown Conway. We're focused on the 20th annual Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach Golf Tournament to be held this Saturday. And we're visiting with Harlan Roeser, one of the board members for Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach. Good morning, Harlan.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks for coming in early on a Tuesday morning. Very exciting this Saturday. A lot happening over the next 5 days to get ready for the tournament.
Yes, there is. A lot of activity. We're hoping that more people will sign up and get some more sponsors, and we'll be ready to go make some more money for the Helping Hand.
Yeah, a lot's been happening since. Did you say the inception was 1971?
1971. The Helping Hand was established by the First Methodist Church to help teenagers that came to the beach that didn't have a place to stay. And then in 74 was added by some more churches and expanded to help other people, other homeless people and people visiting.
Right.
And then we incorporated in 1976, and then we had some more churches. The Baptist churches joined, and then St. Andrews in 1986, and we expanded since then. So we've been in business for 31 years, helping locals and transient people that come to Myrtle Beach. Mm-hmm. And we sort of fit the mold of we're in between what other agencies can't do, state or federal agencies. We provide help that people may not be able to get from other agencies. So there's a gap there that we like to fill.
Can you think of some examples of that that stick out in your mind?
Well, with housing or gas vouchers, or help with your rent or your utilities. If you have some money, we'll provide the extra money to get you through that month. And the idea is to help the people here that have the lower income jobs that pay $8, $9, $10 an hour. When it's the off season, sometimes it takes a hand just to get you through that month, and that's what we try to do.
That's wonderful. I like that hand image there that gets in people's heads. Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach, and of course 20 years. This being the 20th year of golf. Myrtle Wood's been the host course for quite a while.
Well, this year we're using Myrtle Wood. We try to move around each year, and this year we selected Myrtle Wood, and they gave us the best offering this year. We have a golf committee that goes out and searches a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that way we give our players a chance to play on some of the other courses that they may or may not have a chance to play with all year.
Right. Are you a golfer yourself, Harlan?
Yes, I am. I like to golf. I golfed at Myrtle Wood a few times. There's some lost golf balls over there with my initials on it.
I bet. Yours and mine both. They host a lot of great golf tournaments.
Oh, they do. I think I played in about 5 tournaments over there so far in the last 3 years in Myrtle Wood.
Are you originally from the area, Harlan?
No, we originally moved here 3.5 years ago from California. And we were in California for 24 years, but most of our family is from the East Coast. My wife's from South Philadelphia, and I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Is that
right? So we
right?
decided after I retired to come back to the East Coast, move a little bit closer.
Both of y'all are Pennsylvanians. Did y'all meet there? Yeah.
We met on a blind date in Philadelphia.
Oh,
yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Is that right?
I always tell everybody I was the one that was blind.
Yeah. But, No, that's terrible. Listen to that. It's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
The other way around. But it was fun. We've had a good time. We went from Philadelphia to down to Dallas in '76, then went to Alaska for 4 years before we went to California.
What was that like living in Alaska?
Alaska was very nice. It was cold, but not that cold. But yet, it was a very small environment. It was very like when you went down to the store, you'd see people that you knew or were your neighbors and things. So it was kind of a nice environment for us for raising the kids at that time.
Is that right? You said you were there 4 years. Was that in Anchorage?
Anchorage, yes.
Is that the biggest city in Alaska?
It is. Biggest city. About 200,000 people were there when we were there. And even then, people said that was a little bit too big for them. People would move out because it was too big.
Is that right?
Very unique environment.
Now, do you actually see Eskimos in Anchorage? I mean, does that stick out, or is that just our igloos? Is that for real?
No, not really.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just in my daughter's mind, and even in mine, I get. We think about igloos, and I just always wondered if I haven't traveled to Alaska.
It's very. One of the things we did, we went up to Fairbanks during the winter, and up there it gets down to about -20, -30. when you leave your car, you leave it locked, but you leave it running. Otherwise, it'll freeze over. So you have to be careful.
You leave it locked,
leave
but
it locked,
running.
leave it running.
That's amazing. Those are images emblazoned in your mind, probably.
Absolutely. When we first went up there, the kids were like 4 and 6, and during the summer, it stays light till about 11 o'clock at night. So we had to bring the kids in from outside playing.
Right.
And they say, well, it's not time to go to bed yet. It's still light.
It's still
but you
light.
Understand, it's 9 o'clock at night. Even though it's light, you have to come in and it's time to go to bed.
That's amazing, Harlan. Yeah. And y'all raised how many children?
A boy and a girl. The oldest is our girl Tracy. She's still in California. And then our boy is out here with us. He's up in Raleigh right now working.
Good. And of course, the move from having grown up on the East Coast, moving out west, y'all were out on the West Coast for quite a while. 24 years. 24 years. The move back east, that's a big deal.
Well, it was. My wife always wanted to move back here, and I sort of said, well, our home is sort of in California, but then we had the opportunity to move back, and I thought, well, we'll stay in the south. We don't want to go too far north because we didn't want to get into the snow and
nice
the cold.
weather.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
We had a fill of that, so we decided to look around Florence, and then we found out that my wife's cousin is in real estate here in Myrtle Beach.
Great, good.
So we linked up with her, Lisa Bethune, and here we are, Myrtle Beach. We love it.
That's exciting, Harlan. You quickly got involved. Was it through St. Andrew Catholic Church?
St. Andrew's Church with Helping Hand. I was on the board. Each of the 8 founding churches, sponsored churches, have a representative on the board for a 3-year term, and I'm actually filling out the term of one of the individuals that moved to the West Coast, back to the West Coast.
Right. You highlighted for viewers some of the bridging that gap or helping that delta between what folks can afford, even in a transient sense, and possibly what the government or what the government will help support them and what they can't quite afford. What are some other avenues? I think you all have had some tremendous pamphlets and otherwise that highlight some of the great things Helping Hand has done. For instance, let's say last year in 2006. Do any of those stick out in your mind, whether on food or transportation, some of the great examples of Helping Hand in action?
Well, one of the things we've seen an increase since 2000 of about 100% of the individuals requiring food, and that's one of the items that we provide. The other is when you come into the Helping Hand facility, you actually sign in. We have about 5,000 or 6,000 Rolodex cards that are now being turned over into a computer system, and once you sign in, we have your name on file. Then you see the counselor, and you tell her what you need, and then we try to provide as much help in that area as we can with gas vouchers, with bus tickets, with help with your rent or your utilities, or hygiene products. And it's it's a wide variety of clientele. We have the homeless come in, we have families come in, individuals that are just passing through that maybe just temporarily just don't have enough money to get them from maybe point A to point B, and that sort of helps them out a little bit.
How do they find out about Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach?
There's a network of people, I'm sure, that tell other people, and I think we get a lot of referrals. In fact, I know we get a lot of referrals from the sponsoring churches and from other churches in Myrtle Beach, because if you go into a town and you're, let's say, stuck, you may want to go to your church to see if they can help you out, and hopefully they'll refer you down to Helping Hands, which then we can help you very much.
If a viewer needs to get off to work now or get family out of the house, is there a good website for someone to visit to learn more about Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach, or maybe a phone number, and possibly is that same phone number good for the golf tournament?
Yes, it is, 448-8451.
Okay, 843-448-8451.
And myrtlebeachofhelpinghand.org is the website.
helpinghandofmyrtlebeach.org.
And after hours, you can, if you contact the Myrtle Beach Police, they'll refer you to Helping Hands.
Good,
so we have after-hours support from the police department.
Give viewers a sense of where there's a physical location for Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach, is there not?
Yes, we're in the Community Assistance Center. It's on 1411 10th Avenue, Mr. Joe White Avenue, right off of Robert Grissom.
close to
And
that
we're-
intersection of Grissom and Mr. Joe White Avenue. Yeah.
See Elizabeth
Chapin Patterson. Right. It's tough to get that out.
that
Yeah,
out.
early on a Tuesday morning. I know. I'm
And-
sorry. We've had you travel all the way over here to historic downtown Conway, and then have you say Elizabeth Chapin Patterson or Patterson Chapin. Yeah.
But we're there with the community kitchen, which has a lunch each day, and also with the community thrift shop.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the 3 independent agencies reside in that location, and they've been there for 9 years. But the first 6 or 7 years, we concentrated as agencies to pay the mortgage off. So the mortgage is paid off on the building,
That's
which
fantastic,
is
Harlan.
nice, and
Yeah.
we just pay a maintenance fee.
It's a beautiful building.
So then all the money that we receive then goes to help our clients.
Back into your services. That's tremendous. And of course, transportation's another big service. Oftentimes folks get down here, lack of transportation, and Helping Hand steps in to help provide some opportunity through public.
Yes, we do. We give you gas vouchers if you need for your personal car or bus tickets. There are people that have to come to Conway from Myrtle Beach to pick up maybe some record or just to see a doctor or something. And also long-distance bus rides with
Greyhound and
via Greyhound. There was a young gentleman in a couple weeks ago that needed to go out to, I believe it was Oklahoma. And he was sort of stuck here. He had some money for the bus fare, and we provided the other amount so he could get home.
That's great. I sure want to get into the medications and hygiene, the agency referral, even some of the short-term shelter. But let's talk a little more about the golf tournament. This Saturday, give viewers the specifics on the golf tournament for folks who haven't played in a tournament recently, who haven't been out there for the myriad charity tournaments at Myrtlewood or up and down the Strand. There have been a lot already this summer, Harlan. Just give viewers a sense of what they'd expect if they came out this Saturday, the time.
Well, the time, we have a shotgun start at 8:30. And we'll have breakfast and lunch, and that gives you a nice early start. So you should probably get there about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Have a nice cup of coffee and a donut.
Good.
See who else is playing, and maybe buy into some of the other prizes that we have.
Good.
And then get ready to go. And it's a nice course. I think Myrtlewood is one of the older courses here. It's opened in 71 or 72.
Is that right?
Been here a long
About the
time.
same time
It's
as
a nice
Helping
open
Hand.
area
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Nice open area course. Right on the Intercoastal Waterway.
Right.
So that gives you some nice views. It's a nice, enjoyable course. It's one of the more, I think it's one of the most repeatable played courses in Myrtle Beach on the Grand Strand. It's in that when you play there once, you'll come back more often. You
Right.
get a lot of repeat
And there's
players.
two out there, right? Palmetto
Two,
and
and then
Pine
there's
Hills.
Pine
maybe?
Hills.
Right,
Pine Hills
sure.
slope is 133, which I tend to stay away from. We're playing on a slope of 121, which is a lot easier.
Now, explain that to viewers real quick who may not understand. When you say slope of 133 or slope, I'm sure Donald and most of the folks here do. I'm a simpleton to golf. What does that mean exactly?
Well, the slope is based on various criteria that you'll go out and measure the holes and where the bunkers are, and then they'll come up with just a method of saying that this course is easy, medium, or hard.
Right.
So around 120 is fairly easy but challenging, and then 130 gets a little more hard as far as let's say the playability of the holes and distance and the traps and things in the way and the rough is things like that.
Sure.
So just to measure how difficult the course is.
And again, you said the 843-448-8451, which is the Helping Hand main number, but folks can sign up. There was also a gentleman, Tony Parada, is it?
Tony Parada, he was the originator of the golf tournament for Helping Hands 20 years ago.
Yes.
You can call him at 236-3550.
236-3550. So many phone numbers, and as you said, helpinghandofmyrtlebeach.org. Folks can still go online, sign up. There's online registrations, and I guess that'll run until the end of the week.
Yes, it will.
Okay, good. I know you want to try to get things in as early as possible, but so oftentimes it's weather specific for golf tournaments in the summertime. Folks want to make a decision, want to know what the weather's like a little better.
We'll wait till the last minute, but we try to hold it down to 120 players, but of course we've always gone over that. Now this year we're still a little shy, so we're still looking for players for the rest of the week. If you want to just go ahead and sign up or give us a call or just show up and start playing.
You said breakfast and lunch is covered. What's the cost, Harlan, for viewers who may be interested in getting 3 of their friends together, coming out there, or just coming out there solo? Could someone show up by themselves?
Absolutely. You can. The cost is $75 per player, or $300 for each team. Captain's choice shotgun start at 8:30, and we're looking forward to having a good time. Actually, it's a more relaxing course. I find that to be one of the more relaxing courses to play along the Grand Strand, and the people there are great too.
Yeah, I hate to ask these pointed questions, but relaxing course, when you say that, for viewers who don't golf often, I'm just wondering, when you say a relaxing course, What do you mean by that?
Well, it's an open course. It's not
Right.
it's not real hilly. And
Yeah.
it's not a target course where you're looking down a long alleyway of
Right.
trees or something. It's pretty well open. Yet it's nicely bunkered. I think hole number 9 is a great hole. It's a par 4, 390, I think.
We got a golfer in here to talk about the tournament. Yeah, I like it, Harlan. That's
And
exciting.
then I think also there's a par 4 on 14. That's a very nice hole. Then 18 comes along the Intercoastal Waterway when you're trying to come in. Of course, there's a trap right in the middle there too. I think it's on the left, and that's where I usually end up on my drive.
Did you golf growing up, Harlan? Or is
Not
that...
really. I picked it up in California in 94.
So a little more than a decade. Sure. Is your wife a golfer? Either of
We
your
actually
kids?
started
Yeah.
taking lessons in 1980, but then we went also
In
played,
Anchorage? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
in Los Angeles. But then we played some golf, and she broke her wrist.
Oh.
We actually played some tennis along with her golf lessons, and she broke her wrist, so that sort of took us out of the game for a while.
Right. So you
But she's
took
trying to play a little bit. But
a little hiatus and then got back in
Got back into it,
'94.
yes.
I bet golfing in California is nice.
it's nice, but it is a little more pricey. It's
Oh,
a little
really?
more pricey out there.
Yeah,
You have
the
to
100-plus courses
You have to
we have
drive
here.
about 80. Well, we would drive about 60 miles outside of L.A. and
Is
play
that right?
for about $35 or $40.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a nice environment to play in.
Did I see that you're a graduate of Pepperdine
University on the West
Isn't that
Coast.
that beautiful school up there in
Oh,
Malibu,
Malibu,
looking
up
out
on
on
the
the...
hill?
What was that like?
Gorgeous.
How could you go
That
to
was
class and actually study, Harlan?
I went to night school there, and then we took some classes there at Malibu. But it was a very nice environment. We had the graduation ceremonies at Malibu, and that
Yeah.
was very nice.
Yeah.
It's overlooking the ocean. And
That's a great area.
Great area.
The home of Ben
Great area.
Stein, right up there in Malibu. Popular TV guy. And of course, I think I saw you had some service in the Marines as well, Harlan.
Marines
Is that something you
back in
thought
the
about at an
60s?
early age, sticking it out in the military? Did you ever think about making that a full-time career?
No, that was
No.
let's say 4 years in and out. It was
Right.
and I was in the Marine Corps, but I worked on aircraft, and I really enjoyed that. That was a very challenging part of the job.
Working on aircraft. I
and
bet it was, yeah, particularly in the 60s or any time, when they're really thinking about overseas travel and a lot of focus there. Mm-hmm. Of course, when we think about Helping Hand, there's so much more. I think you talked earlier as we started about medications and some of the opportunities for folks to really turn to Helping Hand. And, when we think through just a normal procedure there of someone showing up there at the facility there on the corner, or almost at the corner of Grissom and Mr. Joe White Avenue, what's that like? Have you been around there, Harlan, during the day as folks are admitted? I guess as an active board member, you're probably there on a regular basis, but as folks are admitted, I'm sure they're just thrilled at the opportunities, the doors that y'all are opening up for them potentially. Give viewers a sense of I guess it's not a typical day, but what somebody coming in, what's that like?
Well, we worked the front desk or the office, my wife and I, for about 3 or 4 months last summer or this summer. And when you come in, you just ask to sign in, just sign your name, and then we look and see if you've been there. We look at our Rolodex files and see if you've been there. If not, then there's some paperwork you have to fill out for either food, or also there's a document that we fill out that helps Myrtle Beach to keep track of homeless individuals. They ask you to fill that out. But as much information there as you can. We're not really required to, let's say, check your records. But if you put down your name and your address, or if you don't have an address, you'll put down homeless. Mm-hmm. And then we'll wait a little bit, and then you'll see one of the counselors, and they'll talk you through what your needs are. Mm-hmm. And if you have a prescription for that you need to take some medication, and if you have some money to pay for it, then they'll help to provide the additional funds to get your medication and things of that nature. It's really just a nice help.
Hygiene, diapers,
hygiene kits,
clothing,
diapers. There's a lot of
furniture,
families come in, and now I actually work the pantry on Tuesdays for 5 hours. And what'll happen is if you come in and ask for food, there's a food sheet that you can fill out that asks for cereal or rice or what cans of vegetables you're looking for, and if you can cook or not cook. Be surprised how many people will say that they can't cook. So when we look for let's say donations, we're looking for those pop-top cans, which I didn't realize there were that many.
Right.
But there's a lot of food items that have pop-top cans, and we provide those for people that can't cook. Or people will just have access to a microwave. So you have to look and see what they're looking for, what their needs are, and then you fill their food bags with sort of what you have on hand and what they can use to, let's say, get through the week.
That's tremendous, of course, and some of the needs that folks have do stretch to diapers oftentimes.
Well, they do, a lot of the infants.
Clothing.
And
so you interface a good bit with the other two. You said there's two other agencies that utilize that same facility.
Do
you all overlap at all?
Well, we do as far as referrals. We'll refer some individuals that need some clothing to the actual thrift shop where they have clothes. And then we have a lot of, I guess a lot of our clients will come in at lunchtime because that's when the community kitchen provides a free lunch to about 150, 160 people each day of the week, Monday through Friday. So people will come in and, let's say, leave their sheets with us, information, and then they'll go eat, and then come back and pick up whatever they needed from us.
And when you speak about agency referrals, you mean the opportunity to actually refer them out to other groups like that, or even other
absolutely.
groups?
CASA or I think the Street Mission.
Street Reach.
Street Reach, and then I think Little River Medical Center is where we send a lot of our people that have to go see the doctor. Some people will come in and they'll require, let's say, a doctor's visit, and we'll send them out to there. And so there's a number of agencies, once you talk to the counselors, that they can refer you to if you need help.
Excuse me, not to cut you off. I was thinking about that. What was it about Helping Hand that got you and Marie interested in wanting to make a difference with that group? I mean, there's so many.
Well, actually, what happened was when I was working at church, because I actually helped clean the church at St. Andrews. One of the gentlemen that was working with me was working at the kitchen, and then it so happened that the board member for St. Andrews was leaving town and moving out to Arizona. So he asked me to fill out his term. So I thought the combination between having known an individual at the kitchen versus maybe serving on the board would be a nice way to help people out a little bit more than what we would normally do.
Sure.
So we ended up on the board, and as a board member, you're required, of course they didn't say that initially, but you're required to help out quite a bit.
They didn't say that initially,
They tell you that after the fact.
Right.
So we went in there, my wife and I actually went in there to see one day. They said they recommend you come in for a couple hours and view the operation and then see what you can do if you want to help in the front desk or work in the pantry. So we got there at 11:30. By 12, we were already sitting at the front desk and working.
Oh yeah, put them to work. To
get your volunteers to go to work, which is nice.
Which
is nice. That's what we're looking for too. If you want to maybe provide some time, you can come down and look at the operations.
Great point. I'm sorry I hadn't asked that earlier. You do have volunteer needs?
We have about 25 volunteers. Now during the winter, we actually have out of state volunteers. I guess the various snowbirds will come in and they'll come over and help out. So we don't really. My wife and I really didn't do that much over the winter. That's how I ended up in the pantry, because that's where they needed some of the help. And then during the summer, the locals will actually fill the gaps. And we're also looking for people that maybe just on a part-time basis. Some people need to take off and not really show up for their assigned shift. And if we have some extra people, that'll help fill the gap.
The 843-448-8451 number is a good number to call if they wanted to offer volunteer opportunities if a viewer could possibly donate. How about donations? Are you all seeking donations on a regular basis?
We look for the various sponsoring churches will have a food drive, so we look for those bags of food, or we'll look for money also, because if we're short, which we are during the summer, which is why the golf tournament was selected to be run in August. That's when our shelves are a little bit bare. We'll go out and spend money that we have at the Low Country Food Bank. We'll be able to buy food there at a reduced price, or we'll just go to the stores and ask for some needed supplies that we might need to help to fill the shelves.
Is there ever a short-term shelter opportunity associated with Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach, Harlan? If a transient, the original idea, those teenage transients back in '71 when First United Methodist stepped up to get the ball rolling, is there ever a short-term shelter opportunity?
If you come in and need some place to stay, there's a number of places that you can be referred to. There are some motels that actually help support us in that fashion.
Really?
In that they'll say, well, send somebody over and then we'll negotiate the rate or the price, or they'll just provide an evening or two free if the need arises.
That's tremendous.
So we have a lot of local support under the radar, as they say. It's nice. It's nice. There have been times when I've gone in on Tuesdays, and we'll be short of, let's say, fruit. There won't be maybe a couple cans of fruit on the shelf, and then within an hour, somebody will show up at the back door with maybe 5 or 6 bags of canned goods, and most of those will be fruit. So it's sort of, I guess, amazing sometimes when you're lacking something, somebody will just come with what you're lacking. I found that kind of interesting sometimes.
It's a Christian-based organization.
Christian-based organization, and the sponsoring churches, yes.
That's wonderful. And, of course, we refer to yourself as a golfer, and you and Marie are pretty agile there. If a viewer may not be as agile, or there's still needs there at Helping Hand for folks may not be quite as mobile, some of the volunteer opportunities, any special qualifications to be a volunteer?
Breathing. No, not really. It's just that desire to help.
Okay.
And just to be nice to people, which is what we always try to do, and not be that much judgmental. Just have that nice personality that you would like to treat people the way you're treated, and just help out, just give people help. And you have to be a little bit firm sometimes. You really have to tell people that, no, we can't help you now because you were here last month, so we only provide services to people, let's say, every 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. It's not like you can come in every day and just get a bag of food or get some help. It's something that we help you with. We give you one hand with the help, and you have to help yourself with your other hand. So that's why it's sort of a nice agency in that it does fill the gap, and you do have to go see the counselors and really have a need that's really, I guess, passed on before we provide the services. It's kind of a good way to help people, and I think that's what it is. It's just to help.
Those are great words, Harlan.
Well,
thanks so much for being with us this morning. I'm sorry we've run out of time.
Well, thank you, Greg. It was just a pleasure to be here, and thank you for helping us promote our golf tournament this Saturday.
Absolutely. 20th annual. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Harlan Roeser coming up next. Can you breathe? Can you breathe? You heard Harlan say it. Just being able to breathe. Take the time. Get out there for a couple hours a week. They've got needs, true volunteer needs, particularly here in the summertime. They've got needs because there's a lot of folks who are turning to Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach that have been turning to Helping Hand of Myrtle Beach for many, many years. The Elizabeth Chapin Patterson Community Assistance Center right there, 1411 Mr. Joe White Avenue, a great location close to the intersection of Bob Grissom Parkway and Joe White Avenue, a magnificent facility. Take the time. Give them a call, 843-448-8451, 843-448-8451, or go online to helpinghandofmyrtlebeach.org. A lot happening over the next 100-some hours to get ready for this Saturday's 20th annual golf tournament, Myrtlewood Golf Course. Shotgun start 8:30. You heard Harlan say it. Try to get out there a little early. You'll get breakfast, lunch, on-course refreshments, a golf cart, greens fees, everything covered, $75 a person. Take the time. Go online, helpinghandofmyrtlebeach.org, or 843-448-8451.